Hey, so there's a mailbox. That's probably been there since 1980, I guess. Maybe 1975, something. This is one of the richer towns near me on Long Island, one of the richer places in the US. One of the richer places in the world. These roads, there's like the old good road underneath it, but I bet they haven't done that in 25 years. I don't know, maybe they've done like patches, but I don't think these roads have been done new since I can remember. They were really nice roads when I was a kid. They're holding up, but when Reagan left office, the US debt was $2.1 trillion. When Reagan got into office, it was $700 billion. Just looked that up. Not a very smart person, but anyway. My gang stalker just drove by me. His license plate was A-Star. So I just spent... That's my CIA Nazi bioweapon attacking, Freemason, gang stalking, torturer people who cook your brain and torture you because that's what they do for fun to protect themselves. But where does that money go? Like this sidewalk? This is some old ass sidewalk. The plumbing underneath this, some old ass plumbing. So really, I don't like being involved in this shit. Like I let the world fall apart around me. Hoping that God's good, praying, hoping for a better day tomorrow. But I don't like the Nazi mind control, gang stalk, torture. So they're kind of like forcing me into this shit. But anyway, so where does the 35 trillion now? So where'd that $33 trillion go? How's it going, man? Like another mailbox that's probably 40 years old at least. I don't know. Does anyone have mailbox numbers? What mailbox model numbers? Does anyone know? But anyway, so your bioweapon attacking, not like, I know where the money goes. The money goes to false flag school shootings. The money goes to Sandy Hook. Yeah, you want to move 26 people into a town and have them terrorize people so you can get more money from them. Like, that's not a cheap job. Like, those people expect millions of dollars. You want to hire assassins for people like myself. Assassins don't come cheap. But anyway, so this is the excitement of the fucked up life that I live. That bridge right there that crosses over the creek, that's been there since I was a kid. So it's been there for, I don't know, 42 years at least in my memory. I don't know if I was wandering around here when I was 5 years old by myself, maybe like 7 years old, back when you were allowed to wander around by yourself as a child, as a younger child. But, you know, they're stranger danger stuff. Like, they're so layered. Thank you, Nazi gang stalking bioweapon attacker, my new neighbor with his layer. They love the, well, it's complicated. There's layers. Yeah, I mean, you're like a low-level Nazi who's like, yeah, my club kills people, or you're like one of the people who kills people in your club. Like, there's not much differentiation there. It's the World War II German soldiers who really didn't face a lot of crime charges, but they were still German soldiers, or it's the leadership. So just ramble. Right. How hard they go. When I was a kid, I learned it from watching You commercial. It was like designed to get kids to take drugs. Overbearing dad, it's like run as an anti-drug ad, but overbearing dad screams at a kid. If you're 13, 14, and you've got an overbearing parent, like, all you see is like, yeah, fuck that guy, he's wrong, I should take drugs. What is this I found in your room? Like, that's, they're hitting PTSD, like, how do I get out of this? How do I say fuck you to this image of my dad? Oh, well, I'll take drugs. That's the level they go to. When they wanted to defend their baby mind poisoning vaccination stuff, they put Jenny McCarthy on the news. Like, Jenny McCarthy, sweet, caring person, concerned about kids. But they know how people will perceive it. So they got a doctor in a lab coat, and he's going to debate Jenny McCarthy. So who are you going to trust? Like, they know how people think. It's not that they presented two opinions. They got an opinion from, there are doctors, plenty of doctors, tell you things about poisoning your baby's brain, but they won't put that on. They'll put, should I listen to the playmate for my child's health, or should I listen to the guy in the lab coat? This is what CNN, Fox, like the whole cabal, the two parties, the one party pretending to be two. And again, they're not all guilty. There's collaborators, there's masterminds, there's the demon stuff, dark stuff, whatever it is. And then there's like the true believers, like the Bill O'Reillys of the world, or the completely like innocent, like Craig Groudies of the world that are just in that world. Like, shit, man, I can't get anything done here. This is crazy. And they probably read the guy before he got in there, right? The Rand Pauls, like you can read the room, like, yeah, this guy's never gonna, we just keep him as an outsider. They've been torturing me to flip my brain into like, oh, you're my benevolent torturers, oh, thank you. Like, it's 15 years and torture, mind control, cooking. It's hard to not Stockholm and just be like, I just want to have a happy life. So that's their system of Stockholm syndrome and torturing. The men who did 9/11, the CIA, the FBI, the Freemasons, dude driving by with his asterisks. Did I fully... my mind is so gone, but like earlier today I was looking up how to spell asterisks, and I couldn't believe that it ended in R-I-S-K. Like, I was like, that's how that's spelled? So I spent a moment with it. And then go for a walk, and guy's got a vanity plate, A star. So it's like asterisk. Like, it's just always, if it doesn't happen to you every day, it sounds like insanity. But this is how you get $35 billion in debt. Or $1 trillion, sorry. $35 trillion in debt. A trillion is 1,000 billions, If 1,000 billions buys you 1,000 elite insiders, for $1 billion each, or what is it, 100,000 for $1 million each, right? I don't know, I can't even think anymore. But that's a lot of sold out people, and then they have the pressure, and it's not the only place their money comes from. Their money comes from exploitation and non-government sources. So it's just cool with exploiting people, or business sectors that turn a blind eye, so they're making massive profits and they can pay off people and be involved in the bribes. Again, not included in that $35 trillion. Well, that's your government. And then people don't, like sane people look at that stuff and say, well, it's just better to not do anything because they don't like violence. Like, it doesn't take violence. All it takes is, hey, we know you systematically molest children, so that you can get a president that's blackmailable, so that you can later control them and puppet them, and we know that's how you govern. Like, people don't like to walk around with people knowing that, they don't like to you can use their own tools against them. But I don't know, this is them just pissing me off. This is them coming to ruin my day again, leaving me alive for idiotic reasons, I suppose. Like, but like, maybe it's just Satan likes to torture me, and he's got special orders for his people to leave me alive. It seems like that's the dark thing is, like, they're just there for the torture. It seems like the dark things are, they roll off good people having good days, and once they can, what's up, pup? How's it going, man? Once they can ruin your day, and again, and then the way I feel about it, if I could still feel for myself, is they were groomed into it, right? They were molested as children. Their parents took them aside and said, hey, bud, we're gonna diddle you today. It becomes your only interaction with the world. It becomes like everything that you are is, is your secret pedophile cult club. And I don't know how far the pedophile stuff goes, but it's definitely, unless I'm really missing something, like that's what the Epstein Island stuff's about. That's what the Freemasons are about. That's what the dude who infiltrated my family and offered me his son, even though his son is like, a relative, like. So anyway. Hey, one of a trillion billion planets in the universe. I'm sure somebody out there's got a better idea about this, but this is this shit. So anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, other than like fuck them and trying to quit smoking today, so I'm a little bit more angst-ridden than normal. But like this street, hey, $35 trillion. Well, you don't just do 9/11 for free. You gotta ship all that material off. We had to pay insurance money. We had to... like that's... And then they pretend to themselves like, no, this is how it works. Like, no, it's not how it works. Like, people thought this is how it works for 400 years of slavery in America. They were bright, noble people. George Washington, right? The Dave Chappelle joke. He's a great man. Wow. Anyway, I mean, it's hard to judge somebody outside of their time, right? But I am here to say that I feel like torturing me is not right. I'm gonna say that now. You guys want somehow the CIA, you could sneak up behind me somehow. I don't know how you could possibly. My only weakness, like the Big Lebowski, bullets, my only weakness, and poison, mind control, torture, one of my weaknesses. So yeah. Like I love to get angry properly. It's just when I get angry, I'm not even sure how much is coming up out of me and how much is the demon aspect of the demon Nazi mind control torture. But well, what do you think, Mr. CIA star? And again, I'm sorry if you're working for the CIA and you're like, no man, every time that's the NSA, and you keep saying, like, give me a call. Like, yo, Phil, dude. Been seeing them torture you for 15 years and just want to say we only did 9/11. We weren't even involved in the bioweapon attack. That was mostly the FBI and President Obama and President, like Bush shows up for the party sometimes to laugh about it. The demons cackle inside of us and give us much happiness. Like, oh, all right. Ooh, my brother's friend's here. He'll have cigarettes. Again. But yeah, smoking's are bad for you. Fucks you up. But I'm kind of fucked up. So anyway, it's just me randomly ranting again. Only people in the room who hear me are my torturers, right? Mostly. Like, one other person will see this video. So hey, CIA, Nazi, Freemason, mindfuck torturers. You need to stop. I don't know what God you guys think you're worshiping, but I hear these are the things that result in bad things for bad men, so who knows. But then if you stop, then everything will be wonderful. Anyway, rant off, right?